Good morning and welcome to U.S. Bank Business Watch. I'm Peg Rasconi. The Business Courier writes a lot about restaurant openings and, unfortunately, closings. So what's the key to longevity in the restaurant business? On the Business Courier front page centerpiece this week, the taste test of time. The Courier talked to the owners of some of Greater Cincinnati's most storied restaurants and asked about the secrets to their long-term success. The restaurant industry is notoriously tough. About a quarter of restaurants close their doors within the first year. So how do restaurants that survive keep customers coming back for decades?
Have recipes that test of time. They associate memories with certain food items. And I think they come back to revisit those memories.
We buy high quality products. We use locally sourced beef. April Blaze downtown. We've been around for a long time. We've had a lot of practice. I think it's just, again, the repetition and good product.
I think the most important reason people come is they know our family, and we've been able to establish a really great friendship through the years.
Some people have good karma, and some people do not have good karma. And I think karma, good karma, translates maybe with fortune. And I believe that fortune can be built.
Yeah, don't knock karma. Well, the commonalities among the restaurants the Courier visited are quality, consistency, and service. In Wow, This Seems Like a Dream Job news, Business Courier reporter Andy Brownfield visited 5 Cincinnati restaurants that have been around for a cumulative 256 years. He joins Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer in the studio to talk about these extraordinary places and their owners. Rob and Andy.
Thanks, Peg. Andy, thanks for being here. Peg's right, they are extraordinary places. You ate at all of them. There were a lot of candidates that we could have picked. There are a lot of restaurants that have been open in Cincinnati for a very long time. How did you settle on these 5?
Well, you were there. We sat down with managing editor Bill Cecilewitz, and we wanted to select restaurants that represented not only a wide geographical section of Cincinnati, everything from Mount Lookout to Cheviot, but also different price points. We didn't want to just pick the highest of the highs. We wanted, places where you can get a burger for $6.50 like Zips, or where you can get a fancy night out like Nicola's. Yeah. So, and we should mention that the 5th restaurant, Murray's Tiny Cove, we didn't have a video for that, but you went there too, and that's been there. It's a West Side institution. That is a place where owner Huseman told me that people go for their first communions and then they bring their kids back for their baptisms.
So what did they have? Peg mentioned that that they're consistent. A couple of the things that these restaurants sort of all have in common. But what were you most struck by that these places had in common when you went there and talked to these people that run these places?
Well, I think the key between all of them is the consistency. Let's take Zips for example. They had a butcher that they used to get their ground beef for their burgers, and that butcher closed up shop in 2007. So their old butcher worked with their new butcher to come up with a blend of meat that was going to, as close as possible, mirror what they had before. And you know what, I gotta say, I've been going to Zips, having grown up in Mount Washington, for probably 20 years plus, and I had no idea they changed over.
Yeah, me neither. That's one of my favorite restaurants in town. If you can get a seat, unfortunately, it's tough. When you talk to these owners, did you get a sense that they like what they do? It seems like such a rough career to be in that business, to have to be good every day, the hours. Did they seem like they were having a good time?
It's not something you do for 40 years if you don't love it. Right. Virginia Chambers, at the grand finale, she started as a server in 1975, and she told me that if she ever had to get out of the industry, or for some reason the grand finale wasn't around, she wouldn't stay in restaurants. But it has stuck around, and she ended up with a group of partners buying it in 2006, and then she bought out those partners in 2000. I believe 14. So it's something that has become a passion of hers.
Right. Well, it's a great story, and it was a tough assignment for you, but thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Thank you.